everybody, and welcome back to Ridertown Radio. It is just me and Noble here. Biff is once again off on a quest to find his final form, or something.
He found his final form, but he's got to find his weapon for his final form now. And then if he's
Uh,
not here next week, we're going to say he's trying to find the batteries for the weapon. And,
point to...
and then if he's not here the week after that, he's got to find a screwdriver. I will keep this going as long as I have to.
Point is, Biff's not here, so it's just the two of us here to talk about the things. And the things this week are two episodes of Ghost and one of Zyuogher, because fucking golf.
Because Tiger Woods, yeah, Tiger Woods, golf.
Yeah, so it's Ghost 35, Ghost 36, and Zyuogher 18. And before we get started, did you happen to see the news about who's playing Zordon for the movie?
I did, and I squealed of happiness.
Bryan Cranston.
Yes, and one of the reasons I was happy about that was because technically he's the only, original person from Mighty Morphin in the movie.
Isn't his last name also the reason why Billy's last name is Cranston?
Yeah, he was the voice of, two monsters from MMPR.
So, yeah.
I don't remember their names, but he was the voice of two monsters from MMPR, which is why Billy's name was Cranston.
Yeah, so the guy from Breaking Bad is going to be leading a team of teenagers with attitude. How can this possibly go wrong?
Well, I mean, he also was the dad in Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, I remember that. Ugh, that was a messed up family.
Morphing grids don't just grow on trees. Oh, wait, they do. Then why am I paying so much for these?
That show was just a goofy thing.
Yeah, and I want to say that's really the only Power Rangers news we have, besides, the poster.
Oh yeah, the poster, which is kind of dull, to be frank.
The poster that looks like the beginning of every movie based on some franchise poster.
Yeah, it was like, "Together we are more powerful" or something.
It's like, "Together we are more" is literally just the tagline, and it's like, okay, so the whole movie's gonna be about making the Megazord. Okay, I get it.
I love, I saw a Photoshop someone did where it's like, there's the poster, and then you just see Optimus Prime from the Michael Bay movie standing there.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was funny.
Because it was like those posters, too. One of the Transformer posters, it was just like Optimus Prime just standing there with, essentially shadowed out.
Yeah, that was interesting, but, yeah, there's really not much news-wise. At least for Power Rangers.
Yeah, for Power Rangers, that was really the only news. Now, as for Super Sentai, there's...
anything for Sentai?
I mean, more or less just, elaborating on that Zord pack or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that thing with all the remold Zords.
Yeah, essentially the one thing I wish we got in America with Wild Force, we're getting with Zyuogher. The Auxiliary Zord Repaint Patrol. We are getting it's a leopard axe, right? Or is it a cheetah?
Panther axe, I think it was?
No, it wasn't a panther. It was like one of the ones with spots. I want to say it was a panther.
No, panthers are usually all black, so it would be a leopard. Or cheetah.
Leopard or cheetah axe, zebra bazooka, owl batarang, what was the other one? Oh yeah, and I guess technically it's not a drill, but a platypus that's a remold of the mole. Yay, more animals.
More pointless animals.
Yeah, and they're coming as a big 4-pack, so something tells me they're not going to be in the show.
Probably not, which means Bandai of Japan is now taking a page out of Bandai of America, and that's not a good thing.
I mean, in one sense it's not a good thing, but on the other sense, if you don't like so-and-so default Zord and there's a repaint that looks better, key in point, I like orange Deinonychus, but the black with orange highlights Deinonychus Zord looks amazing.
Yeah, that does look pretty cool.
But, other quote-unquote Sentai news, that's not really Sentai news, but I'm going to make it sound like Sentai news. Because Jesus Christ, there's one more Necrom in the damn show now.
Yeah, we have a pink Necron, which is apparently Alan's sister, whose name is escaping me. It's like Ali something.
Alia or something like that.
Yeah,
Which I think I brought this up before, but she played a Dopant in Double.
not surprised in the slightest.
Is that what they're called, right? Dopants?
Yeah.
Okay. She wasn't like one of the main characters. She was one of the just, oh man, I need my fix. Something. Eh. I don't remember the one she was. I want to say she was like Heat or Bat or something like that.
Well, I know
I
Heat
could,
was a chick, and that was from the
I
movie.
could look it up, but I'm too lazy to.
Eh,
But
whatever.
so that will be 5 different Necroms, each a different color now.
We literally have a Necrom Sentai.
If they came out with figures for them, I would actually be interested in those.
The Necrom Sentai.
Necrom Sentai. We don't have a name.
But yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how they play that up.
Yeah, and from the image that they showed, she was fighting one of the Gon Misers, it looked like.
Oh, goody. Morgon misers are gonna die.
Yeah, they say that.
Yeah, I know.
She was the Bat Dopant.
Oh, okay. It's been a long time since I've seen that. Bat Dopant, that would have been in, I believe, Movie War Core, because they had, I believe that's when they had the Bat Dopant and the Spider Dopant, which are two of the classic Kamen Rider villains.
Yeah, and I'm not going to explain my sources of how I know that, but I know that.
Wikipedia.
No, worse source. Scantily dressed Kamen Rider women.
Oh, that Tumblr blog.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Have they started updating again recently? Because last time I looked at them, they hadn't updated for like months.
Oh, no, it's not updated. That was just one of the people that was on there before.
Alright then. Anyway. Tumblr
I'm
browsing
not
habits
creepy
aside.
at all.
I'm sure you're not the only one, so there's
But,
plenty of guys out there who do it.
yeah. But, other Kamen Rider news that really pissed both of us off.
Oh,
We
yeah.
finally got images of Kamen Rider Hot and Kamen Rider Ride Crosser. And Jesus Christ, Toei, what the fuck?
Yeah, what is wrong with you?
Like, the heart being a repaint of Trideron, I guess makes sense, because Trideron was
Red.
Drive's final form, and Heart was killed in his technically final form. But why?
Yeah, why the lazy Trideron reusage, and what the heck did you do with that helmet? I mean, it's supposed to be his face, but still, it looks terrible.
The only thing I can say that made me looking at the helmet even worse was when I realized his eyes were hearts.
That's really, really dopey. And on top of that, I'll be honest, I never really liked Heart's head design because it's like no eyes, giant horns. It just looked really weird to me.
I mean, if I can find the Heart figure art, I'd pick that up in a second. I love Heart. But I like Heart, and this pisses me off.
Yeah, it just does not look good. I don't know what they were smoking.
And on the other coin of this V Cinema, Toei, why did you paint Mach blue when you already had a Ride Crosser suit?
Yeah, what's with the blue on Cho Super Dead Heat or whatever the heck this is supposed to be? Or is it actually Ride Crosser? Because I know it's...
that's what the shift car is. It's the Ride Crosser. I don't know if that's like what it'll say in the belt, but I know that's what the shift car is based on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it is. It would be Ride Crosser for this one because Dead Heat was the thing from
The Trideron key.
yeah, Surprise Future.
Yeah.
Which, that actually doesn't look half bad. I still like that.
Yeah,
design.
it's interesting. It's like machine type speed chaser.
Yeah. But yeah,
But
Hohei,
yeah,
what are you smoking?
like
Lay off the weed, guys.
I almost want to get the. I think they made a machine or a mock chaser figure art.
I would not be surprised.
And if they didn't, I would be tempted on shelling out the money. It'd be a lot of money to do it, but I'd shell out the money to do it and make it. Like, get the two figure arts and basically just mash them together.
Assuming you can do that.
You can. It's just taking apart certain parts of the suits. It won't look exactly the same, but it'll look close enough.
But yeah, what on earth is going on with that color? I mean,
Like, really though, in like the last few episodes of Drive, we got what should be because even said I'm not calling it whatever they're calling it. I'm calling it Kamen Rider Ride Crosser.
I don't even know what they're calling it because I've been paying attention.
Well, I'm not talking about the current one. I'm talking about the one from Drive. They always called it Mock Chaser.
Oh yeah, that thing. The Kit Bash.
Yeah, which is what this is, but repainted.
Yeah, the original one wasn't too bad. I mean, it was a little bit wonky, but for the most
But I
part, I
mean,
actually liked it. But then you have
it,
this thing, it's like, you just ruined it.
yeah, because I mean, at least with the other one, it was the colors of the two riders that the motorcycles belong to.
Yeah, why is there...
Nothing
Yeah, why
about the
is there
ride
blue?
crosser is blue, except for the windshield.
Yeah, literally, that's the only blue on it. That's just like, why? Why would you do that?
I will say I like that they gave him like the chaser eyes inside of the visor instead of just the blue thing.
Yeah, he does have Chaser's eyes, now I'm looking at it. Instead of the regular mock blue eyes. But then again, I suppose the light blue mock eyes would have clashed with this.
Like literally, that blue is like the only blue I can think of why they made him blue.
Just because it's on the
Is
windshields.
yeah, the windshield.
That's just stupid.
Yeah, I'll say. So now that we're most likely done complaining about characters from a thing we won't see for another like 20 months. Thanks, subbers in Japan. We love you.
Is it even out yet, technically?
No, that's why I said 20 months.
No, I mean like out as in Japan.
No.
Okay, so yeah, we still got some time to wait for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that we're done moaning about that, and I'm sure we'll do more of it when these actually come out and we cover them at some point. I have a
Yeah.
feeling at the rate we're going, we're just going to be doing a triple drive movie special.
I mean, I wouldn't complain. That would be a really nice long special, but
Considering we still haven't done Surprise Future or the Chaser film.
we could do a 4 movie thing and do the Ghost Drive crossover too.
Oh man, that's going to be a busy episode.
I'm joking. We do. I will say I am looking forward to the Ghost Drive movie, but I'm also not because I've heard that there's like a lot of weird like demonic type of shit going on or whatever.
Well, you're dealing with the guy who's a ghost. I'm not that surprised.
I don't mean like that. I mean like there's a monster who they're fighting that like has just a burning upside down cross. I know that's not the whole demon shit, but like to people who don't know that that's like demon shit 101. To the point where I think Drive mentions it in the movie. I think that or it was just like a funny image that someone made. Who knows?
Who knows?
Anyways, let's go and see Kamen Rider Spooks.
Yep, let's talk about some Kamen Rider Ghost. And this week we finally get a proper introduction to Mugen, or at least we get to see him fight a lot.
And transform a lot.
I know, right? Holy crap.
It's because this is the like first official episode where he fucking appears.
Yeah, considering he's been teased for the last 2 episodes prior to this one. It's like, here's the golden silhouette, and now here's the transformation, and cut to next episode.
Yeah, and then it's like, here's the fun. Oh, now we're cutting to the next episode.
Yeah, that was just... I hate it when they do that. I mean, two-parter, I get it, but still, what the flying F. Anyway. Oh yeah, that sucker's OP as hell. Unsurprisingly, final forms usually are.
Well, it's OP as hell now, because I totally remembered we forgot that Ganma dude. Ghost, whatchamaffuck, the Ghost Extreme or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another rider in Ghost, Kamen Rider Extremer, who has a very interesting belt.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll be talking more about him whenever he eventually shows up.
Yeah.
Which, with the rate this show's going, probably won't be too long. I mean, we're at episode 37, just aired the week we're doing this, so at least 13 more, give or take.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Supposedly we're getting scans of the next Kamen Rider series in August.
Oh boy, more stuff we can talk about. Yay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that was my first note. It's just OP Mugen. Duh. And next one is Alan got his revenge for the ink job Onari did on him in glorious fashion.
Uh,
That was hilarious to see what happened to Onari.
you gotta love the Jigglypuff episodes.
Oh, yes, of
Uh,
course. The Pokemon that sings people to sleep and then gets mad when they find out that they put people to sleep, so they draw all over your face as a revenge.
that's gotta be a thing, though, because, like, they have a microphone that's a marker. So they know this is an occurring thing. Maybe they should stop singing. Take up
Yeah.
the drums or something.
That would change things up a little bit, yeah. But yeah, I just thought that was funny and worth bringing up. And we also learned this episode, Igor can apparently use hero icons because he's used the Grim Damashi.
I think it's just like anyone with one of those proto U-loaders or whatever can use it.
I suppose, but still, that was kind of interesting to see. And holy crap, that was a powerful Damashi when channeled correctly, because
Yeah.
reality warping the dream thing and putting everyone in drag.
Well, yeah. I guess that explains where that picture of Takaru with like a wig on was from. That was really awkward to look at first. It doesn't explain why Michi was, though.
I don't know.
Maybe there's a V cinema or something for Gaim.
Or it was him in another role, and he happened to be a crossdresser in that episode or in that show. Who knows?
Or maybe that was a teaser for the next Gaim Gaiden and it's fucking Ryugen. Gaim Gaiden! Betrayal!
Who knows? Japan is weird, that's all I can say. Guys like to crossdress.
Yeah. It's just
Anyway.
him walking behind everyone, shooting them in the back.
Uh, and apparently Takaru's memory powers have evolved to the point of letting him project them around other people, like holograms in a Star Trek holodeck.
Yeah.
'Cause
Granted, that also might be because of the Igor shit.
that also might be true, yeah, because of the dream world, since he hasn't done it since, but who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing with Takaru and the whole emotion thing is getting very weird.
He's a fucking White Lantern. Oh my god, he's a White Lantern.
Figures the DC nutcase in the house would finally figure that out. He has powers over all emotions.
Oh, I hate myself so much.
Quick, he has 8 emotions. How many lantern rings are there? Go.
9.
Mm,
The only one he doesn't have is death.
Technically, he does. He's a ghost.
Technically, yeah, but like, there's 7 colored rings and then life and death, white and black.
Well, let's see. He wears white for his final form, and he is a ghost. I think he's got the full list.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Oh my god, that makes Ghost completely different view in my eyes now.
I think I have our episode title for this one. He's a White Lantern! Or something. I don't know. I'm sure you'll come up with some good pun for that later. Knowing me.
I can't think of anything because that like broke my mind.
Give it time. We got plenty of the episode left.
My head hurts.
Anyway, so yeah. That was the thing, and they got the Grimm brothers back in one piece again. That was interesting, just seeing them zip back together.
Yeah, I really wish they were 2 different icons.
Yeah, I know, we've said that before, but...
Because then if they were 2 icons, Igor, however the fuck you want to pronounce it, could have one, and then Necrom could have the other, and then they could have a Grim Damachi fight.
Except the Grim eventually left Igor after Takaru's bit of emotional whatever nonsense.
After Taku's Deus Ex Machina.
I know, Takaru's turned into the Deus Ex Machina writer.
Well, I mean, every Kamen Rider does that. I was dead, but somehow my belt in a car crash brought me back to life.
You mean a car running at like 100 miles an hour or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, but still, it feels really overused with Takaru.
Well, yeah, because he's a ghost, so they have to make him seem overpowered because he's a dead guy. They have to give him supernatural powers.
Yeah, it's still just, whatever. Anyway, moving on to 36, unless you had anything else for 35.
Nah?
Episode 36 starts with them getting their butts kicked by a Gonmiser, and Alan apparently having issues with using the Sanzo icon.
Because plot.
And I love how so many people have made fun of the Deep Spectre butterfly wings, but man, those things are handy. Since he was using them to shield at the beginning.
And we get a Kamen Rider, well, not a Kamen Rider, but a character from a previous Kamen Rider series actress in this episode.
Yep, we have the actress who played Koyomi from Kamen Rider Wizard hanging out as a idol singer in this episode, and she gets possessed by Sanzo.
She was the bland chick that was the quote-unquote doll, right?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The one who always stuck her hand next to oh crap, what's his name?
Wizard, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember his actual name, the character's name.
Haruto.
Yeah. Stuck her hand next to Haruto's crotch to get some power.
Get life, because essentially she was a living sex doll then.
Gosh.
I mean, think about it.
I know. The problem is that most crazy people would actually probably use her that way. It's so creepy to think about.
If you think about it, White Wizard kind of wanted her for himself, and he has a really awkward rod weapon, so... Yeah. Let's just go back on to Ghost, so Sanzo's being a dick.
Yeah. Wait, Takaru was being a dick this episode?
I said Sanzo.
Oh, yeah, Sanzo, sorry. I thought I heard you say Takaru.
I mean, he was kind of a dick earlier in the season, but he's slowly leveled out again.
Yep,
but he's still a good guy. Is still like a really, really, really good guy, which really bugs me. He's too happy. Something bad happened to him quick. He needs plot development.
But yeah, so Sanzo is now blocking Alan out and sent him off to some random dimension to train against the 3 things that he summons when he wants to do the Nimbus.
Monkey, pig, and a kappa.
Yeah, Sanzo is such a weird icon. I mean, I know it's based off of the something or another. What is it? It's like
Journey to the West or some type of bullshit.
Yeah, it's like something to the West. I remember that, but I don't really know the story, so I can't really...
I don't know either. If one of the people from CastRanger were here, they would know.
Yeah, but anyway, it's just still very strange and weird. Anyway,
I just like the icon. It's pretty.
It's white and sparkly.
Well, I was more just talking about like the Final Attack sticker is beautiful.
I forgot what's on the Final Attack sticker.
It's essentially just his like disc thing, but more stylized.
Oh, nice.
Like Grimm's is like his pen shoulder pad things.
Oh yeah, of course.
And Himiko's is her hands in like a prayer form.
Ah. One of the few things the show's gotten right. The toys are actually kind of interesting looking.
Yeah.
In the internal designs. But yeah, so Sanzo's being a butt. And sends Alan off to some other dimension to train and restore his faith or whatever.
Yeah. Poor Necrom has to go do more shit because his icons are assholes. And he's probably going to end up dying. That's why we're getting all these fucking different Necroms.
Oh gosh, I hope not. But anyway, so...
I mean, I would love Necrom to get like some sort of final form, but I doubt it would happen.
Yeah, I'm highly doubting it unless it turns into like a last minute kit bash like Mock Chaser was.
Yeah, who knows?
But anyway, yeah, so the main plot of this episode was the Koyomi character, or I think it's like Hanami or something like that.
I didn't even pay attention enough to care.
Anyway,
I
so
was just like, she's from Wizard. I'm just going to think of her as her character from Wizard. Wow, this is weird seeing as you're not your character from Wizard. Okay.
oh yeah, so Koyomi he, from Wizard decides apparently she has telepathy or something, which I have a feeling it's tied to the wristbands that they were showing off when the group was performing.
Yeah, I think so.
Emotions once again, just tying everything into everything.
Yeah.
Just ay ay ay. Anyway, so.
Okay, Alpha.
Yeah, so she has telepathy now, apparently, and she keeps hearing Igor's voice in her head, which is not good, because that's basically them having their plans learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, so they're basically trying to protect her. And, okay, let's just, like, skip through all the crap, because really what the most interesting thing of this episode is Adele is getting worried about the Gone Misers doing things on their own, and we see him talking to Makoto. And then Kanon sees Makoto wearing the family royal black garb thing. And then she finds him again back at the temple, and he's like, I've been here this whole time. What the flying crap is going on there?
Can I make a guess, and it has to do with something we forgot to mention?
Sure.
Maybe that's one of the Gone Misers, but he sent him to make it look like whatchamafuck? Makoto?
You think Adele told one of the Gone Misers to dress up as Makoto?
Or it was an icon. I don't know. It's something because I don't think it's Makoto.
Now, I'm pretty sure it's a doppelganger, considering the preview for 37 shows Deep Spectre fighting normal Spectre. So it's some kind of copy or something that
Oh,
Adele's
like
cooked
the
up
stereotypical.
something.
Okay, yeah, like the stereotypical. Here's a clone of someone from the main group, like the otaku Broidmude.
Yeah, it's some. I'm betting it's some kind of copy. I mean, they're kind of making it pretty obvious that it's a copy of some variety. I'm just like, how did you make that? That is what I'm most curious about. How did he make it? And how long is this guy going to stick around? Because if we're going to have an evil Makoto hanging around for a little while, I wouldn't mind. It'd be a nice kick in the teeth. To
It'd be a nice callback to like the first episodes when he showed up and just like, "Fuck you, I'm doing my own thing."
It also gives Makoto something new to do, considering he hasn't really been doing much lately, other than
He's
just being a support writer.
yeah, too busy getting happy. I will
Uh,
say I saw this fan art that looked amazing. It's a cross between Mugen and Grateful. I don't think I can find it again, but it looked amazing. Essentially, it was Grateful, but instead of being a black like design with the logos as well, it was a white design with like the Mugen shoulder pads.
hmm, that's not interesting.
Yeah, it still had the ugly ass crown thing.
Well, at this point, I think I'd rather take the crown than the weird half veil over the eyes.
Yeah.
It just looks really bad. But yeah, so that is Ghost 36, which, things are still kind of interesting, but at the same time, kind of reaching the point of why are we still watching this show?
Yeah, I mean, at least with Drive, it was still really interesting.
I know there's tensions were still high. This is kind of turning meh. I mean, the timer's still counting down, but honestly, who the hell cares about the timer anymore?
I want something to happen if the timer reaches 0. I don't want the icon to break. I want one of the other writers to use it.
That would be interesting.
Like, I want to see Spectre Ghost, or Ghost Spectre, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Uh,
Or since, the Mega U-Loader literally says Ghost when you put in any icon,
shove the ghost icon in there.
since, Alan was basically kicking himself in the balls because Takaru died.
Oh yeah.
Alan, I think, has like the most plot development in the entire show.
A lot of it having to do with blaming himself, considering that's what he was doing for most of 36 after they got their butts kicked and they had to bail because they were protecting him.
Right, but I mean, still, you have to. It's like, here's Takaru. He's the main character. He died. His dad died 10 years ago. Here's Alan. You don't really know his backstory, but he automatically looks like a much cooler character. By the way, he's a badass. By the way, he's the Prince of Hell. His brother, the other Prince of Hell, betrayed him.
I feel
It,
like I would rather have seen the Kamen Rider Ghost show based solely around Alan.
you mean like the Alan hero stories?
I know. I want some more of those. Where are they? I want the rest of
And
those.
I know the place where we don't have our belts and we have some weird wrist changer. I know that place is talked about the first episode.
Yeah, I've seen the first one though.
I haven't yet.
Yeah, those were actually pretty interesting. I want to see more of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a thing.
So on to cubes and depression.
Uh, yeah, I suppose. Not really much else I can think of for Ghost right now, other than we got to see another case of Makoto using one of his other icons in Deep Spectre mode. And
That's
really
always
about
nice
it.
seeing like the final forms using other forms.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
know we will never see it with Mugen, but it would look nice.
it would look interesting, to say the least.
Like, if anything, use Musashi. White and red go good together compared to everything else.
Yeah, so.
Or Edison, since that's basically silver.
Yep, that would work.
Or Benkei.
White on white, why not?
Or Sanzo.
Considering we
Or
haven't
any of the hoodies.
considering we haven't actually seen Ghost use any of the Necrom icons, yeah, that would be interesting.
I mean, how long has it been since he used fucking Beethoven?
Oh
Since that
gosh.
one episode where he used Beethoven?
Uh, I know he used it again later on, but yeah, it's been a while. And again, that's the problem when you have a toy line where they have so many forms. It's like you can only show off but so many of them. This toy line has the same problem that Ninja's toy line had. It kept introducing new stuff that was barely ever used.
I mean, the Ninja's other bad thing was it didn't have a collectible gimmick.
The other thing was that it was a ninja.
Well, yeah, but we can't fault it for that. You can't really make shit taste good.
No, that's true. Yes, the old saying goes, you can polish a turd, it's still a turd.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, let's go on and move on to Zyuogher.
Cubes and depression and cubes.
Yeah, which pretty much continues from last episode where Zoo of the World kicked all their butts, and then kicked their butts in the Megazords. So we got to see a little bit of his, which that is an interesting Megazord considering the main body of it is just his truck thing. Then he has one single arm, which is the crocodile, and then his head is just the whole wolf cube.
Yeah, and his other arm's like the rhino head.
Yeah, that was kind of a odd design choice. I'm not gonna lie.
The legit Megazord toy makes that horrible.
Well, yeah. Let's be honest. The toy line's dealing with cubes. It's gonna be a little bit stiff no matter what you do.
I mean, I'm not talking about like stiff. I'm just talking about how the arms go on.
Well, yeah, that too. I mean, you've seen the way the arms look on Wild Zuo King. It's like the eagle arm's really tiny, and then you have the gorilla arm, which is just giant.
Yeah, but like these kind of connect like that, but on like a different angle. Like instead of to the sides, it's towards like forward.
Interesting, but
Yeah.
yeah, that Megazord fight was cool, and of course, bad guy kicks their butt.
Can
Surprisingly.
can I just say that finisher on the Megazord was beautiful. I'm sorry, that was amazing. I love to see the CGI shit. That's why I love Plezuo so much.
Oh yeah, the thing that Pleasure shoots the CG head out of it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool finisher for what is it, Tessai Zuo
Something like that. Default 6 Ranger Megazord go.
Oh, we are so informed here on this show. Can you tell we're amateurs?
I mean, it's not the weirdest Megazord I've seen.
No, we've had weirder.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the Toy Story Megazord?
I think I have, and yeah, that's a weird mess of stuff.
I mean, that's the sequel to the Disney Megazord.
Yeah, I remember the Disney one.
I saw a review of the Disney one.
Yeah, so did I.
I was half tempted to buy it for my uncle because he really likes Disney.
But yeah, so that happened, and of course we have the typical episode of Zyuoghers just got their butt kicked, and now they're sitting around moping until uh, Yamato basically rejuvenates them all with a amazing speech, and they go back and kick all the butt.
Yeah, we're depressed.
Not
No, we're not.
anymore.
We're just scared. We're scared and a little depressed. Let's go kick his ass.
Of course, I love how all of
Can
them.
I mention something about that though?
Sure.
Because we have Prince or King Mondo, the card player here, monster still.
Oh yeah, Trumpus is still hanging around with his weird new gimmick of locking people in cards that you have to try and get them out by flipping the cards on the front of the card, but they're all traps anyway. So basically, there's
That's
nothing.
that legitimately has to do with what I'm talking about.
All right, go
So
for it.
they're like the first person that happens to that complains that she's suffocating. They left and probably took a good hour or two to mope around and have their little depression and pep talk. They should be dead.
Well, as we've established, Zyuogher has an off-screen death counter going.
Oh yeah.
I mean, may I remind you, laser dome wall that vaporized a cat. Never forget.
I mean, Ghost's kill switches even higher from just episode 1.
Oh yeah, frickin'
Let's just take this pirate ship ride and just throw it into a fucking tower.
Uh, that actually would be a great comparison for these two shows by the end of their runs. It's like, which one had more off-screen death potential? Vote now.
Zyuogher, because they had that like whole episode where that robot fucked over the city.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Zyuoger's gonna have the higher off-screen death counter.
Because, genocide the monsters, basically, where
Master.
their entire thing is just murder people. Go.
No, I mean the main dude is named Genis, so
Exactly.
it's only a few letters off genocide,
Yeah,
which is probably what they were going for.
most likely.
But yeah, so we had that type of episode this week, and yeah,
And we saw Zuo of the World de-transform, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, unmorph.
yeah. Yeah, after he and Yamato had a bit of a fight with Yamato being in gorilla mode, and his powers seemed to.
Vanish.
Yeah, that was weird. He just kind of like stopped, and then his power just went poof.
It's like it. I don't want to compare this to Ben 10 because we already do that with Ghost and Necron, but it's like it timed out.
Yeah. Or.
Speaking of which, something I didn't really notice, but something I heard other people notice was that Yamato like looked genuinely like surprised that Zoo of the World was a specific person, not just a random guy kind of deal. I didn't see it. I
Yeah,
just thought
I
he's
didn't.
like, oh, there's a human in there, even though
Yeah, that's smart.
Arya said that already.
I need to actually go back and look at the original episode to see if she mentions.
She does.
Oh, okay.
She goes, we took the power of 3 humans and like put them into one human body. Granted, they could have ignored that because it's Narya. She's the chick that throws the coins into people.
Yeah, they do kind of ignore her, so they may have missed that little detail and just were shocked that there was another Zyuogher.
I kind of want to see a scene where Narya's just... Oh, you know what I just thought about?
Hmm.
Zuo the World doesn't have a champion cube.
No, he has a flashlight.
No, like, he doesn't have the champion cube.
No, because the Birdman has it.
Well,
Presumably,
meaning
still.
we might get another Zyuogher is what I'm trying to get at here. We might get a seventh.
We'll see.
Which, I mean, I doubt we will, but it would be kind of nice.
Considering there is a 7 on the bottom of the thing, but then again, if they were going to do that, they would have had a noise built in, probably.
The 7, 8, and 9 are the auxiliary animals, I believe.
I thought they didn't do anything. I thought they were just blank noises or something.
I don't remember offhand. I think they're for the other animals, but I'm not positive on that.
I don't know.
But like if there was like a genuine like seventh, like if the Eagle Human used Zuo Eagle because Yamato hurt his arm or something like that, that'd be kind of cool.
You know what I could actually see them doing is instead of making him like a 7th Zyuogher, do it kind of similar to what Ninja did a little bit, where the Eagle's human will just use the cube thing to turn into another Zuo Eagle, so you have like two of them. So like maybe his will have like white highlights or something that'll like make him look different.
Like his wings will have like gray tips because he's quote unquote older.
Either like gray tips or maybe like gray feathers and like a patterning thing or something. Who knows?
Or it's just gonna be Zuo Eagle, but his helmet's gonna be Kaiser's. Zuo Kaiser.
I doubt they'd go that far, but
I know, but it'd be funny.
It would be, but no.
And I haven't even seen all of 5, and I know that's a joke.
We really need to get back on that and finish that series.
I mean, the minute I have a lot of downtime, I want to plow through the series because I was really enjoying it.
Because you like
Not
death.
just because of the genocide, but because of the genocide.
Because you're a psycho.
Because I've been watching people playing a video game where you can play as a slasher villain, essentially, for the past month. Anyways, so the quote-unquote next episode, which would have been this week, but golf.
Yeah. The next episode, it looks like Yamato is going to try to appeal to the human within Zoo of the World. And I really, really hope that this plot line does not end quickly, because I want to keep Zoo of the World as a villain for at least another few episodes. Please.
Well, then you're gonna moderately hate what I saw.
I'm guessing they already...
No, I didn't see that. I saw, quote-unquote, the ghosts of a crocodile, rhino, and wolf Zooman.
So, possibly the spirits of the animals that were drained fix them or something?
No, like, literally, it's the suit from the earlier episode where he was, quote-unquote, made. But they're, like, actually people in suits with their arms sticking out with their hands drooped down like stereotypical zombies in movies. And it's like, the ghost of the Zoomans used to create Zoo of the World are now haunting him. And it's like, no. You just wanted to get more screen time out of these 3 suits that you use for one scene. And they all look horrible.
Well, yeah. I mean, the creatures they chose for those,
No, like, they look like they have, like, old nurses' headband things.
Oh, gosh.
And the wolf is wearing, like, a Russian hat. Like, the stereotypical Russian hat, I should say. I don't know what it's called. Like, the one with, like, the ear flaps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the stuff for this week. I mean, the fights with the other Zyuoghers were pretty cool to see, and watching Yamato rip Zoo of the World away from everyone else was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, Zuo's about trying to yank them away with his fishing line, and then Yamato's like, nope, uses the whip.
It's like, I've seen this trick already. I want another one.
It's like, nope, you're coming with me, buddy. We're going to have some one-on-one time.
Yeah, and then proceeds to try and shoot the Eagle Man, carrying him high above the ground.
Yeah, that's not going to end badly for you.
I still want to know Takeru's background.
You mean Yamato?
Or Yamato, yeah, I'm sorry. All the shows are melding together.
Except
I mean,
Yamato and Takara really shouldn't meld together, considering Yamato's the better protagonist so far.
well, I mean, you heard me when we were doing Dragon Knight retrospective, how I kept calling them all by their Ryuki names.
Yeah, well, that's a slightly different issue.
I mean, that's true.
That's just you being more familiar with Japanese names, apparently, for some reason.
It's because they're fun and easy to remember. Because it's like, okay, what's the green dude called? Oh, his name's Zolda because it rhymes with Zelda. And because he has a lot of guns. What's his American name called? Torque because he's a machine. Supposedly his thing is supposed to be like a water buffalo or some type of bullshit.
Yeah, that's the theory, considering the logo on his thing and also the horns on the monster.
I just called it a bull.
It's the
Oh my
Texas
god,
rider.
I hate myself so much. I'm realizing so much shit.
Now
It's
what?
a mechanical bull.
Yep. It's the it's the Texas monster. Big, bad, and full of guns.
It's Texas, the state. It's FPS, the Common Rider.
Yep, pretty much, with the big death beam.
I mean, that was a joke I made like earlier in the week because of the extra for the other podcast that we listened to. How they said that the next Kamen Rider is video game themed and that he's based on a fighting game, and that they want there to be a first person shooter Kamen Rider to be like his secondary rider. And my instant thought was, we already had the first person shooter rider. That was Zolda. He is essentially Doom Guy. Oh man, if my gun's not gonna hurt you, let me pull out a bigger gun. If that's not gonna work, let me pull out my bigger guns. And I'm gonna pick up all this armor to make me even more invulnerable.
And if all of that don't work, bust out the final event,
Yes.
aka the BFG.
Exactly. Well, can't use that term anymore because that's a Disney movie.
What?
There's a Disney movie coming out called the BFG, the Big Friendly Giant.
Oh, for crying out loud. Gamers are always going to refer to that gun as the BFG.
That's not what I'm more complaining about the fact that Disney has literally named a movie after the most iconic curse word in video game history. It's a BFG. What is it? It's a big friendly gun. So I will forever call the Big Friendly Giant movie the Big Fucking Giant because of Doom. A game I've never played.
I've only played little bits of it here and there, mostly doing multiplayer with people. It's a fun time just running around blasting people.
I've just never played it. The first video game I ever played was Duke Nukem, and we are totally trailing off.
It's Ridertown Radio. When do we not trail off?
When
I mean, that freaking derail we had for like 20, 30 minutes at the end of our Ganmakaze episode. We were talking about Pixar and I don't even know what else. I forget.
I still need to think of a good joke for this week.
Uh,
Aladdin week was good. I don't want to do another Disney joke.
oh, we'll figure out something. But yeah, unless you got some other sort of topic we can throw out for this, I think that's about it for us right now.
If it wasn't for the fact that the Zolda thing wasn't so big, I would have said we could totally call this episode Kamen Rider Texas. But I think we might offend some people.
When have we ever cared about that?
True.
I don't know. I feel like the lantern joke from earlier would work better. We just have to figure out how to make that clever. That's your job since you're the DC guy.
I mean, I can't think of anything because I'm not that in-depth with the different lantern things. Especially white. That's like a color I try to stay away from because there's only like one guy.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, so I think on that note, I guess we're pretty much done here, and we've still managed to fill almost an hour, so that's good enough for us, I think. So, as always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time with whatever the hell we end up doing, and hopefully we will have Biff on board, assuming he's
Hopefully
back
he'll
from.
hopefully he'll find everything and he won't and the batteries will be included.
Something a lot of toy companies could learn how to do. But anyway, so yeah, thanks for listening, and we will see you guys next time on Ridertown Radio. Bye bye.